So, motivating young people at heart to save the planet. Why did I put at heart? Because I feel like everyone should be part of this conversation. It can't be just young people or any other group being part of this conversation. So, I was 13 when the tsunami happened. And what we did was almost a reaction to this. We didn't really have any proactive measures in place, and we didn't end up cutting the trees. We didn't do any of this, but we ended up reacting to it. And as young kids, we did what we could. We just replanted. But if you look at what you can actually do in the future and in the present, it's about being more proactive. It's about bringing a sustainability conversation, a sustainability mindset, not just into us who's here, who are already interested in this, but also people who are possibly miles away from Colombo, who are so far away that they would not necessarily be online or have access to the internet. So when we talk about reacting, this is something that usually happens. Someone else puts the trash, we end up cleaning it. Sometimes the residents come outside and hand us their trash too. So what we do is we try to empower young people from all corners of Sri Lanka. We try to bring together young people through different programs, including working with partners like the British Council, UNV. We work with other different bodies to make sure that these young people who are also interested in bringing about a change in their communities have that chance, that ability to gain those skills they need, especially marketing. Because in this world, if you need some attention or interest in your cause, you need to be able to project it in different ways. So taking the conversation back to mangroves, how can you get communities interested in replantation? The best method we found was economic means, by turning it into a social enterprise. Why? The fishermen and the farmers don't really have time to be just planting mangroves the whole day. And this lets them not only preserve their environment, earn from it, but also to know that they understand that the whole role they play in their environment and the benefits they bring back. They understand the whole concept of being sustainable without necessarily having studied it or understood all the underlying concepts of sustainability. So if I talk about young people, we've all heard from some fantastic speakers in the environment sphere today, and I'm so glad that we have such amazing people here in Sri Lanka. But we also look at the region. This guy ended up spearheading a campaign to clean up Versova Beach in Mumbai. For the first time in 20 years, there are 80 turtles that hatched on this beach. That's amazing. So if you look at young people, there's also this guy who was a footballer with Manchester United. He's just 29. He retired, and he started UK's first zero-waste store. So there are young people coming up with new, innovative ways to tackle this sustainability scenario of bringing about a sustainability mindset change. Because at the end of the day, there's no point me or you going out there cleaning someone else's garbage. They'll probably hand their waste back to you and never really end up cleaning anything. So it's about getting the communities involved. It's about getting the people to do and bring about this change by themselves, from within themselves. And it's not easy. It takes time. So today, I thought I'll also give you some best case scenarios and best practices that we've learned with our work across the world, and that is how you can also play a part with this. I know you probably just had your lunch, but it's important that you understand the grave impact your lunch or your food could have on the planet. I know Vidura also mentioned this, but it's so important to think about your global footprint, your carbon footprint, because the amount of meat you eat in a day and the amount of meat you eat during a year, imagine around 7 billion people doing this. And the amount of land, the amount of space, and the amount of resources you need to rear all this livestock, and the amount of greenhouse gases they emit. it's massive. So these changes can start from within yourself. Maybe just go vegetarian a day. I'm just saying, just one day a week. Try it out. So another thing is that young people understand that all these cute animals could go extinct. It's not just about the cute animals, but it's also about the not so amazing looking ones. But you need all of them because they're all part of our planet. And if we continue to not take responsibility for our actions, we'll probably have a desert like the one Mr. Sunny just showed us. So that's very sad. So living with less plastic, I'm so happy that you're using glass bottles. It's one of the first events that I've been to where I've seen glass bottles being used, glassware and everything. Because every single plastic bottle or every single disposable thing that you use, it's your problem too. It's not the municipality's waste. It's not the municipality's problem. You end up throwing it into the waterway. It's going to find its way back to you through the fish you eat, through the water you drink. And sometimes we forget that it's a circle of life. So this is something that we've understood with our work. And this is something that young people are very strongly advocating for. I love this quote by Eric Solheim, because most of the time we forget that we live in a very real world. We end up just focusing online. And if you look at the stats, the numbers, not everybody ends up going out there and doing something just because they're active online. So you need to get out. You need to join a movement, help someone, just the little things. It starts with always the little things and just possibly just one person inspiring people. So I'm so glad that through the UN, through all these wonderful bodies, and including BITS, that you're bringing young people and everyone into the conversation. You're making people think, and that's so important. And every single person is going to go out there and make a difference. And that's what we are hoping will continue. So thank you.